In a press briefing on Friday, Trump announced his halting of the relationship with the WHO over its response to China's handling of the coronavirus. Listen to this.
We will be today terminating our relationship with the World Health Organization and redirecting those funds to other worldwide and deserving urgent global public health needs.
Oh, the president then went on to accuse China of pressuring the WHO to, quote, mislead the world about the virus, and that China had, quote, instigated a global pandemic that had cost over 100,000 American lives and climbing. Some are firing back, saying that this action is an overreach of its constitutional powers. Here to talk about that with us now is VP for National Security and Foreign Policy Heritage Foundation. That's James Carafano. Also, Joe and Victoria, welcome back. James, I'll start with you on this. I'd love to get your response on the matter here. Is this a smart move on the president's part, exercising his power, if you will?
Well, so clearly he has the authority to do this. That's not really up for question. People can debate the tactics, but here's what you can't debate. What the WHO did was inexcusable, and what China did was absolutely malicious. If the president had not led the pushback against the WHO, demanding transparency and accountability, would the rest of the world have stood up and echoed the U.S. concerns? I'm not sure that it would have ever happened. So let's give the president credit for raising this issue and giving other countries the courage to stand forward and push back on this. The other thing I would say is can the U.S. still be a global leader in responding to the pandemic without participating in the WHO? And the answer is yes. We actually already are. We give more money than anybody else to pandemic response. We still have ways to communicate, share information with countries. Matter of fact, we did all this despite the fact that the WHO really wasn't doing its job to begin with. So is it harder? Sure. Can we do it? Yes. Did the president send a strong message to the world about China's meddling international organizations? You bet. And did it have an impact on the world? The answer is definitely.
I want to just come back to you really quick here, James, on the matter of finding a vaccine. A lot of people have issue because the WHO is one of the many that are leading efforts to find a vaccine. And if the U.S. steps out, how does that help us as a whole for humanity here? How do you combat a statement like that?
Well, because it's simply not true. Look, only about 15% of the World Health Organization's budget goes to dealing with pandemic response. So most of what they do has nothing to do with actually dealing with true global health issues where countries need to coordinate. The United States is already doing a ton of work on vaccines. We're doing a lot of international cooperation on vaccines. None of that stops because we cease participating in the WHO. There's nothing that prevents us from coordinating distribution, logistics, providing vaccines to other countries. So all that can be done without the WHO. And again, this is about a political fight here. It's not really about pandemic response. What we had here is a case of a country, China, exerting undue political influence on the WHO, preventing it from doing its job correctly, and the United States taking a stand on that. And this is how our president's chosen to do that.